I was, I don't know, sleeping all day or something. Hey guys, I am back filming on my iPhone again. Sorry if the lighting is weird. I'm actually really excited today because I'm using my dad's tripod for iPhones, which is super cool, and he might actually give it to me. But yeah, he lent it to me today, so I don't have to precariously balance my iPhone on some random book. I actually wanted to talk about New Year's resolutions because it's coming up to the new year, and a lot of people obviously make New Year's resolutions every single year. I understand that. God, I can't figure out if the lighting is weird. You know what? We're okay with the weird lighting. I think New Year's can be a great time to start new things if you are really committed to those things. If the New Year's gives you more motivation, if the fact that it's January, it feels fresh, new year, new me, like if you really feel like, okay, like now I'm motivated, then you can totally use the new year to your advantage and make realistic New Year's resolutions to change for the better, to work on yourself. But just because it's the new year doesn't mean you're magically a different person. Any sort of lasting change requires a lot of work. I sort of just wanted to talk about like what you can do to actually stick to your New Year's resolutions, and also you don't have to wait for the new year to change your life. You have to decide to change. If you're totally happy with everything in your life right now, that's amazing. That's amazing. But you know, most of us do have things that we want to change, whether it is getting into a more solid fitness routine, or being a better person, or losing weight, or getting better at your selfie game, or being more consistent making YouTube videos. Whatever it is, a lot of us do have things that we want to change. I want to show you guys two things that I find useful when I am trying to plan things out. This is my large monthly planner, and I've actually just started using it. What I've done in the past, which has really worked for me, is if I'm trying to start a new fitness regimen, I will take something like this, or in the past I've just taken blank notebooks and drawn out squares like this, but this one's just really helpful because it already has them all drawn out. But basically, I draw out squares for the month, and then I write down the days of the month, and then I write down what I did on each day, and then I check it off when I've done it. So right now I'm doing the Way of Gray Love Yourself workout routine thing. I think the prices kind of changed on her website, but I think it's supposed to be like a $30 plan. She gives you 3 months long of workouts. She gives you a nutrition guide, and her workouts are all follow along on video, and they don't have any music, which I love because I can play my own music in the background. So I'm doing that, and it's 3 months long. So I started it, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and I've just sort of written out like, oh my god, how do I show you this? Basically, I've written out like the day of the month, and then when it becomes January, I just wrote January right here, and then which workout I do, and then when I do it, I just check it off. And for me, that's a really great way of staying motivated and staying committed, because I already have it written out. If I miss a day or something, I can just scratch it out and then change it, but at least I have everything written down, so I know that I'm doing something. For me, it's really easy to forget that I'm actually doing a lot. Sometimes I'll do a bunch in one day and I'll feel like I was, I don't know, sleeping all day or something, but in reality I've done a bunch of things, and sometimes I will, you know, feel tired after a week, and I'll feel like, why am I so tired? I haven't done anything, when in reality I was like working out every day, or I don't know, working on a project or making a bunch of paintings. So writing things down helps remind me what I've been doing. It's just extra motivation to keep going and keep pursuing those goals, whatever they are. I would say use the new year to reflect on yourself. A lot can change in a year. Think about who you were last year, what your values were, what you wanted out of life, and think about who you are now, what your values are now, and what you currently want out of life, and think about what sort of things you did to grow and change. I write different things in this journal. I have goals, daily to-do lists, notes on like self-improvement stuff or just notes and things that I find useful. I have lists. I have EFT tapping locations. I have a long list of positive affirmations. Basically, I like to keep a journal. When I was little, I used to read A Series of Unfortunate Events. I loved that series so much. And one of the characters, I think his name was Quigley Quagmire, he had this thing called a commonplace book. And it was basically a book that he wrote notes from different other books that he was reading. He wrote things to do. He wrote all of this stuff. It was basically like a physical manifestation of his mind, of things that he was thinking about, things he wanted to keep thinking about. I loved that idea when I read it, and I've always kept journals, but sometimes in the past I would just use my journals to vent, and that's very valid if you just want to vent. It's often better to just write it down rather than, scream at someone. There's a time and a place to be angry at people, and I'll do videos on that too, but sometimes it's just good to get your thoughts down on a page, because when they're in your head, they're just swimming everywhere, and then once you get them on a page, you can see them and think, what here's valid, like what do I still think, do I still feel this way? It's a great tool to calm down. But if you're just using a journal to vent, you're just missing out on all of these great ways that you can use it. Like, a journal is a huge tool, and you can use it to write yourself notes and reminders. You can use it to write goals out, and you can do monthly goals, you can do weekly goals, you can even do small daily goals like say hi to a stranger today or have a green juice. And then in your monthly planner, if you want to do something like a challenge, like if you want to drink a green juice every single day, or if you want to have one smoothie every single day, you can write that off with a little checkbox next to it and check it off every single day that you do it, and that way it gives you a sense of accomplishment. And celebrate yourself. If you do things that you set out to do, thank yourself. Acknowledge that you're working hard to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. Give yourself a treat. Go out, do something that you want to do. Give yourself a little pat on the back, because you are working hard and you are special. If you want to lose weight in the new year, I really, really highly do not recommend going on any sort of diet. Diets don't work. Diets, and by diet I mean, if you decide, okay, I'm going to cut out all carbs, or I'm going to only eat cabbage soup, or whatever, the Atkins diet, the South Beach diet, any of those popular diets, they don't work because they are not meant to work. They're designed to be used for like 1 to 2-ish weeks, maybe a month, and then you're left kind of in the lurch. You're left like, okay, how do I eat now? Anything that involves severe calorie restriction, anything that involves severely limiting your food or severely restricting the kinds of food that you eat, and by the kinds of food that you eat, I mean macros, really. Anything that restricts, like, I can never eat another dessert again, or no cookies for whatever, anything that does that will make you want that thing more. I do recommend educating yourself, adding more plants, whole foods, fruit, starches, whole grains into your diet. I am not a fan of oils. They are highly refined food products. Oils, refined sugars, anything highly processed just is not good for you. I eat oil and oily foods when I go out to restaurants, and I'll eat syrup and dessert. If it's vegan at restaurants, totally fine, but I don't make it a habit. If I want something sweet, I will eat dates, I will eat fruits, I will blend dates to make syrups. If I want something fatty, I will eat avocados, I will eat nuts and seeds. I will make sure I'm eating enough food in general, because sometimes if you're craving fatty food, you're just not eating enough. If I want something comforting, I'll eat a nice bowl of oatmeal. Just make your food count. Eat things that you love. and don't restrict the amount of food that you eat, but eat healthy foods and you will be fine. Don't restrict your food. Don't feel like you need to feel hungry to lose weight. I used to have so many crazy thoughts about food, and I would try to not eat too much. It's kind of a crazy concept in itself, and I would end up restricting my food intake for a couple days, a week, maybe lose some weight, and then for the next couple of weeks just crazily overeat because I couldn't control myself. And it ended up making me gain so much weight, and I felt so uncomfortable in my body, and yeah, it was just terrible times. So I don't recommend restricting your calories ever. I used to be so, I guess, wrapped up in what other people thought of me, and I didn't even know. You can't ever know what other people think of you. Not really, because that's in their head. The only thing you can know for sure is yourself and how you act in this world, how you react to situations, and how you contribute to this world. That's really all that's in your own control. So make the most of it. I hope this was somewhat helpful. Give me a like if you liked this. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you make New Year's resolutions? Have you ever stuck to them? Let me know. If you have tips, leave them down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you next time. Have a great New Year's. Alright, bye.